Good day there, TJ. You finally came back and talked about Anarchy, so I feel obligated to respond. I've actually responded to a few of your videos, but I'm sure, like all of the other ones, this one will get completely lost in the shuffle, especially since I'm waiting a full day afterwards to respond. Now, I know that you desperately want to be an anarchist. It seems in line with, your atheist views. You hate organized religion. Why wouldn't you hate an organized state? But you want the answers to the questions, those questions that everybody always gives us. Well, what about the police? What about the roads? Again, the roads, I don't think that's really big of a deal. I think we can handle the roads on our own. And I think for an anarchistic society to really be in place, rather than thinking about how we want to transplant the society we already have into an anarchistic society, which I don't think can work, and which is what most of the market anarchists are trying to do. They're trying to rework exactly the society that we have today into anarchy, to take out the state and, transplant all these jobs over. And I don't agree with that because it doesn't address the fundamental changes that we need to go through as a society and how we interact with the community around us. Now, as far as the consensus thing, that's not part of my political philosophy. I don't think that absolute consensus is always needed. Because if you need absolute consensus, then you can really have the tyranny of the minority. If there's one person who doesn't want to go along with what everybody else does, all the other decisions are affected by that. So people are ruled by this minority. You can't get everybody to agree on one thing anyway. So I don't think that's a necessary part of what anarchy is. And as far as like the murderer not wanting there to be laws against murder, if you have an island full of murderers, murder is still not going to be ideal, and they will recognize that, So that's a little thing, but for my part, I agree with you on most of those things. I don't have the answer for the police. I don't have the answer for how we can, structure the society without what we know, which is with an organized government. But that doesn't mean it's not possible. Even though I personally, yes, I'm even highly doubtful that it is possible. Because even in nature, we naturally see hierarchies that arise. If you look at most primate societies, if you look at a troop of olive baboons, for example, there is a clearly delineated hierarchy. And I think that humans are just as subject to that. If you get a group of people together, somebody is going to want to be the alpha. That's just how it works out. Unfortunately, and 9 times out of 10, that person's going to be a dictator. And rather than seeing how they can direct this entire community and how to work together in everybody's best interest, typically that alpha wants to see how they can get this entire community to support them and their ideals, which is, pretty much the society we have now. So because of that, because I think there will always be a state for that reason, I declare myself to be an anarchist because I will always be an enemy of that state. I will always be an enemy of any state because I believe that all governments are inherently evil and oppressive. So I think anarchy is a worthwhile thing to pursue because it involves responsibility, taking up your civic responsibility. If we have this freedom that we claim, it is our responsibility to be involved in civic activity and not just turning it over to somebody else and then blaming them when we don't like the way things are going. The American government should be the voice of the people. I know that's a complete joke, and voting, the whole voting system we have is a complete farce, and we're ruled by, small minority of not intellectuals, but elitists nonetheless. Liars and charlatans and scumbags, So, but since those people are always going to be in power in the form of the state, I will always be an anarchist, and I will always oppose them with every fiber of my being, even though I don't know how we would assign such and such job to such and such people. I don't have that particular answer, and I am extremely mistrustful of anybody who claims to. Because yes, that is just another form of the state. If we have to follow somebody else's dogma and somebody else's prescription for society, that is another state. It's only through free debate and a free market of ideas that we can come to, anything resembling true freedom. But anyway, I don't think what I really wanted to get across was that I don't think you need to have the answers to those questions to declare yourself an anarchist. And I do. And you recognize that you can still have rules and laws and stuff, so I don't know, somewhere in there. But anyway, I would tell you to keep making your videos, but I'm sure you would make your videos regardless of anything that I ever say. So stop it. Stop making videos. Don't make another one. What a lame ending.